I bet you didn't know that before pumpkins, people used to carve turnips for Halloween. Here's why. The air grows cold, shadows lengthen. The forest, once a place of life and light, now transforms into a realm of mystery and fear. The full moon casts an eerie glow, illuminating the twisted branches and casting long, sinister shadows. A chill wind whispers tales of old. It rustles the leaves, carrying with it the voices of those long gone. The wind seems to speak, telling stories of ancient times, of spirits and specters that roam the night. This is the time of year when stories of the supernatural rise like wisps of smoke from a bonfire. The flames dance and flicker, casting ghostly images that seem to come alive in the darkness. People gather around, their faces illuminated by the fire, sharing tales that send shivers down the spine. And no tale is more chilling, more unsettling than the legend of Stingy Jack. A figure that has haunted the imaginations of many. His story is one of deceit and darkness. The glowing eyes of a carved pumpkin serve as a reminder of his cunning and the eerie fate that befell him. Imagine a flickering candle in a darkened room. The flame dances, casting shadows that seem to move and shift with a life of their own. This is how the story of Stingy Jack has been kept alive, a small light in the vast darkness. That is how this story has been passed down from generation to generation. Each telling adds a new layer, a new twist, but the core of the tale remains the same. An old hand holding a candle, passing it to the next, ensuring that the legend never dies. A story whispered, not shouted. It is shared in hushed tones, as if speaking too loudly might summon the very spirits it describes. The whispers add to the mystery, making the tale even more chilling, a story of cunning, of darkness, and of the price of deals made with the devil himself. Jack's tale is a cautionary one, a reminder of the dangers of greed and deceit. The dark figure of the devil looms large, a constant presence in the shadows. Jack wasn't a good man, not by any stretch. He was known for his trickery, his ability to deceive and manipulate those around him. His reputation was one of darkness, a man who thrived in the shadows. He was a trickster, a manipulator, a soul as black as the peat bogs of his homeland. The bogs, with their murky waters and hidden dangers, were a fitting metaphor for Jack's own nature. He was a man who could not be trusted, always looking for the next opportunity to deceive. But even the devil, it seems, can be outwitted. Jack's cunning knew no bounds, and he managed to trick the devil not once but twice. His cleverness was both his greatest strength and his ultimate downfall. And Jack, in his own wicked way, managed to do just that. Not once, but twice. His story serves as a reminder that even the most cunning of tricksters can meet their match, and that the darkness they create can ultimately consume them. The story goes that the devil himself came calling for Jack's soul. Jack, a notorious trickster, had always managed to outwit those around him, but this time he faced the ultimate challenge. Jack, never one to miss an opportunity, challenged the devil to a drinking contest. The stakes were high, and the atmosphere in the tavern grew tense as the two adversaries sized each other up. The prize, Jack's soul, of course. The devil, with a sinister smile, accepted the challenge, confident that his infernal powers would ensure his victory. The devil, confident in his infernal powers, agreed. He believed that no mere mortal could outdrink him, and he was eager to claim Jack's soul as his prize. They drank long into the night. Tankard after tankard, the ale flowed freely, and the two men matched each other, drink for drink. The tavern's patrons watched in awe, unable to believe what they were witnessing. Finally, the devil, drunk on his own power and too much ale, asked Jack to pay the tab. His overconfidence had clouded his judgment, and he was now at Jack's mercy. Cunningly, Jack convinced the devil to transform himself into a silver coin. The devil foolishly agreed, thinking it would be a simple task to escape once Jack had paid the bill. Jack immediately snatched up the coin and shoved it into his pocket right next to a silver cross. The devil, now trapped in this holy prison, realized too late that he had been outwitted. The devil, trapped in this holy prison, howled in rage. His infernal powers were useless against the sacred cross, and he was forced to endure the humiliation of being bested by a mere mortal. Jack eventually released him, but only after securing a promise. The devil would not come for his soul for another 10 years. With a reluctant nod, the devil agreed, vowing to return when the time was up. Jack, ever the trickster, had bought himself a decade of freedom, but he knew that the devil would not forget this humiliation. Years passed. The world changed around him, but Jack remained the same, a man lost in his own darkness, a shadow of his former self. Jack continued his wicked ways. He was a master of deceit, a trickster who thrived on the misery of others. His heart was as dark as the cloak he wore, and his soul grew heavier with each passing day. Then one stormy night, death finally came for him. The heavens roared with thunder, and lightning split the sky as if the very elements were announcing his end. But his soul, tarnished by a lifetime of deceit, was barred from both heaven and hell. The gates of heaven, pure and radiant, closed to him, while the gates of hell, fiery and foreboding, also denied him entry. The devil, true to his word, refused to claim Jack's soul. "You are not welcome here," the devil declared, his eyes glowing with a sinister light. "Go back the way you came," the devil said, his voice a rumble of thunder. "You have no place in my domain nor in the heavens above. Find your own way in the darkness." And so Jack was left to wander, a lost soul in a world that no longer recognized him. The forests were his home, the desolate landscapes his companions, and so Jack was condemned to roam the earth for eternity with only a burning coal from the devil's own fires to light his way. This coal, a small but constant reminder of his fate, was his only source of light in the endless night. The coal, placed inside a hollowed-out turnip to keep it burning, became a beacon in the darkness, a symbol of Jack's eternal torment. This makeshift lantern was his only comfort, a flickering light in the vast, unending gloom, and Stingy Jack, the trickster, the cheat, became Jack of the Lantern. His story, a cautionary tale, was whispered among the living, a reminder of the price of a life lived in deceit and treachery. Jack's lantern, glowing in the night, served as a warning to all who saw it, a symbol of a soul forever trapped between heaven and hell. Fearful of Jack's restless spirit and seeking to ward off his malevolent presence, the people of Ireland began carving grotesque faces into turnips. They placed candles inside, just as Jack had done with his burning coal. These lanterns, they believed, would frighten away Jack and any other evil spirits lurking in the night. On All Hallows' Eve, the eve of the Celtic New Year, these glowing turnips lined windowsills and doorways, casting flickering shadows and serving as a reminder of the darkness that lay just beyond the veil. And that, dear viewers, is why pumpkins are carved today. So while you're stabbing your knife into your pumpkin's flesh, trying to decide what to carve, just remember it could protect you from Jack or another evil spirit, and that adorable Hello Kitty isn't going to stop me. But never you worry about old Knox. I'm just here for the king-size Kit Kat bars. Until next time, good night and happy Halloween.